figured it out. He pushed start.
Yeah, I'll push stop fast enough for you this time.
Yeah, right now we're talking about
Okay.
Helen.
Hello.
Which is, I'm jumping in right now. This is my favorite song.
It's the oldest one of the bunch.
It's the oldest song we've written as far as originals goes. Yep, it's our first one.
It was an acoustic song to start.
We've recorded it as an acoustic song too. Not like in a studio.
did.
Remember when I wrote that as an acoustic song with the lyrics for myself? Because it's about an ex.
Yeah.
And you're like, this
You
is
know?
too fucking metal.
A song about a girl?
Wait, whoa. There was. Wait, I'm just learning about this. The fuck you talking about?
It's my baby. Yeah. So, all right. So here's the skinny. Fresh out of high school, freshman year of college for Mr. Garnes here. Goes through a bit of a traumatic breakup, and he translates it to music, and he writes this song, and it's got really good melodies, and he plays it, and I hear it, and I go, I saw the potential for it to be
Well, let's put it this way.
evil
though.
song.
It's not about the breakup. That's the thing. It's
But
like,
yeah, it's
there was infidelity, and it was to the other party.
well, yeah.
It's a war song.
No, for sure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I guess
I
not
mean,
a
like-
breakup. Yeah, but
So like to call it
Yeah.
like it's not. It's more of a call out song to somebody else.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Let me just ask real quick. Did you have an acoustic?
Yes.
You had instrumentation written?
Yes.
I've been bamboozled all these years thinking I wrote the fucking original version.
Bamboozled.
I can't believe this. How much more betrayal can I take?
Write a song about it.
Yeah.
Take it.
Helen, part 2.
Helen's.
Helen's. So it's definitely my favorite song to play live. This
It's
song.
up there for me, yeah.
Oh, it is draining for me because I put so much energy and emotion into screaming this song and interacting with the crowd. It's got some of my favorite instrumentals. It's got some of my favorite like vocal lines, and it's got some of my favorite extra things we do live.
Yeah.
The Welcome This War line must be really a challenge to hit live.
Oh, and sometimes
or any.
Well,
anytime.
yeah, but those I go till exhaustion on those. I try to just push them, which is why I like to close with this song.
And this was one of the ones like where like we first started to kind of adjust your vocal approach, or like you started
For sure.
like, because this chorus used to be much more melody.
They had notes.
Yeah, and then Nick was basically like just screaming. He's like, "This is heavy."
Yep.
Like, "This is heavy." He's like, "You're like, you're not exactly hitting the emotion of it with singing this melody that we wanted over it."
I can do a very like Clutch Neil Fallon-esque like yell sing kind of thing. I can hit notes and be gravelly with it, and it just wasn't working on this record. It's just not working out.
That switched particularly on this chorus, I think. Helped.
Yeah, so it's still there, and we've played it acoustic before actually on at UMass on their like internal TV.
They're getting
I can't believe this.
way.
I can't believe it.
So I thought you were there when I played it.
Yeah.
That song got way
I thought it was.
longer.
I literally
Oh,
think
yeah.
I thought that the day I played you, Helen, you were like, "Dude, that's too metal for you to have as an acoustic song."
Huh?
Was the day you guys wrestled in the hallway.
Oh yeah.
I think it was I honestly think it was
Yeah.
the same
Big
day.
ol' egg on your noggin.
I'm pretty sure it was like that
Yeah,
weekend.
you try this shit nowadays, big boy.
No, I think every single interaction ended up with me in a headlock. Yeah. Oh.
Still to this day.
Helen,
Big Papa Pump.
one of my favorite things. I'm just gonna keep throwing my favorite things about this song.
Throw 'em
The
out.
disco part.
Oh shit, yeah.
Mm.
That part, those pre-chorus like little. It's like this like evil disco, like this warming you up because that screaming, drawn out, evil like note hitting chorus that you wrote and just those notes you hit are so just death metal-y. They're like
Yeah, they remind me. Remember the first time you played me that chorus, and it reminded me of Slayer.
Yeah,
oh,
nice.
Yeah, it's like that kind of progression.
KK Slayer.
Yeah.
yeah. And then in the middle, like of that song, after that first chorus, there's like that little bit of a break, and then we launch into where it picks up fast, and where our circle bits come from, and But right before then, like we'll throw in some pop culture shit. We got the Imperial March we toss in there.
Yeah, I want to do The Office so bad.
The Office was a good. I thought you played that for me. That was good. You pepper some stuff in like that, kind of like in Requiem where I used to do the rap thing for Wu-Tang. But some of the stuff we do in that is so much fun. Oh, we did the Grinch thing.
Oh yeah,
for the Christmas show.
Yeah.
We got during the how do you say it? The built up part of the chorus.
Yeah.
The part where we're past just doing the single.
Yeah.
Octaves.
Where there's drums.
Brett gets headbanger of the year for that part.
Brett, absolutely.
I can't get that low, and I don't know. Well, that's because I wear my guitar like fucking Paul McCartney, but...
Yeah.
I do worry about hitting my head on your guitar every time.
Yeah. I start standing on the other side there.
High up.
Brett feels it though, like that part. James's drums make that part like too, because like I'm screaming my face off, and you're playing some evil like and some chuggy stuff at some point, but like the drums like really hype me up. Like
that was a big writing change too, because I remember I used to play that chorus on Ride Cymbal.
Oh,
and
I used to play a
changed
lot of
over
Ride
to
Cymbal.
basically a breakdown beat.
Yep.
Because I just keep smashing the China.
So that's an interesting note to talk about. Is the Ride Cymbal
Got demolished out of all of our music.
Oh.
Yeah,
I used to play a lot more.
You used to ride
parts.
the ride.
I used to ride the ride.
Yeah.
So, for all the listeners, before we went in the studio, we had the producer come into our practice session, and his biggest note, I think, right off the bat, was the amount of ride cymbal that James was using on all our songs, and like, there's some songs that call for it, and like I was right to James's aid. I was just like, Chris Adler uses them all over Lamb of God's records. What the fuck, man?
He didn't hold back, dude. When he beat.
No.
He thought something.
But
That's the thing.
He told you
I've
how he
also
felt.
thought too, like since it's all like sort of congruous with like bringing us up to your heavy level.
Yeah.
Meaning like you're like the riffs you guys provide, like we like with the fact that Brian lent at all towards like a sing-songy approach at all, and then I had like rock and roll drums over metal riffs.
Yeah.
Like was a big step in sort of finding our sound at the end. You know, as just like a pure metal band instead of this like I know like I approach music trying to like be as diverse as possible and pull from like maybe other genres, and that doesn't work as well when you've got a product that's so strong in the genre existing.
I still love the bell hit though, in that disco part.
Oh yeah, you start throwing in the top of the ride. Yeah.
And you know what? I've never told Mike this before, but I used to play Helen different.
You did?
It didn't have the pull-offs. And one day I was like,
Oh.
it probably sounds
Yeah.
better without the pull-offs, and I played it, and I was like, fuck.
He did it.
It was an improvement. So kudos to you for that.
Yay.
You know.
It happens. Another happy accident, right?
You get a Facebook like, not a heart.
Yeah.
No, I'll give you the care.
Ooh, the
Oh,
new care.
as long as I can get a digital pat on the back, I'm happy.
I'm giving you the care react.
So does anybody? All right, this is just some deep cuts here. Not that deep, but anybody remember Slipknot's first album? There was a song called "Liberate" on there.
Slipknot.
Lip snot.
No,
It's so in the verses, it's all stop and start guitars, and it's really cool. So in the verses for this, there's a little bit of stop starting, and it's like reminiscent because that's like when I first started getting into like metal. That's that album had just come out, and I was just like "Liberate" was in my mind. I was like, well, that's a cool like thing to do. Like, and then this song kind of like speaks to that. I hear it, and I hear those start and stops there. They're kind of short, but I hear them. I'm like, ooh yeah, that's right in this. Yeah. Like,
I do like them a lot, though. I like that start and stop stuff.
I remember for the longest time we didn't have a second verse written, and we just
I just repeated,
the
yeah.
first verse.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot that.
Oh.
Yeah. But when that second verse, that one comes in strong too. I can't wait when after that speed up part when I get to come back. I get so pumped for it now. I'm like, oh, here I come, here I come.
Nick wanted to cut it too, and it might be my favorite line that we have in all our music is "Mercy's not a part of my repertoire."
Oh,
And he wanted that gone.
Wow.
He's like, I don't like it. He's like, that it's too bougie. He said the word repertoire is too bougie.
Bougie.
And like, no, we want it.
That's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, that's
Well,
one of
music
those
is subjective.
overrides. That's
Yeah.
one of those
Disagree
you me
for
took
me,
that
but-
stand. We're like, no, we both love
Yeah.
that line.
that line is like,
Had you said it
I'd
like
get that tattooed.
repertoire,
Repertoire.
or like something like that, then I could see it. But,
Ah.
oh,
So, yeah, that's Helen, man, is the jam. If anybody's ever seen or heard Lamb of God's Philadelphia DVD, their live Philadelphia thing they did in the mid 2000s or mid to late 2000s, they closed that concert with Black Label, and the last thing he does before that last that the same riff but slower thing.
yeah.
The last thing he says to the crowd before the DVD ends and they do that last breakdown is, he goes, "Last chance to dance, Philadelphia," and
That's literally my notes, bro.
oh yeah,
Fuck you.
I didn't- that's the.
You guys are taking notes?
I took
Yeah, hell yeah, I took notes, man.
I take a page
My bad.
directly out of his book for that. I go, every time we play that live, especially for closing with that part, we bring back that riff and play it slower. And Aaron always looks at me, and he's just like, looks for like a speed gauge of how slow he wants me, or how slow he wants to start it off. And depending on the energy of the crowd and how I'm feeling, I'll give him a 1 through 10. 10 being the slowest. But I'll rip that right out of Philadelphia. Like whatever city we're in. Last chance to dance, Springfield, or wherever we're at, and it's a really fun way to close out a show.
Yeah, it is.
Still my favorite closer for us.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's a good closer.
But that's all I got for Helen, man. I could talk about this song for days, but nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much good on it. I mean, I don't have much else to say about it.
Good
Yeah.
down it.
Once upon a time, I wanted to sing on the Welcome This War thing, but nah, man, I'm not a multitasker. Garbage at it.
I suppose, like, real quick, this was another one where, like, when I came in many years ago, this was another one that you guys had already had written from, like, your first
From
group
inception.
band, yeah. So this is another one where I had to sit down and, instead of trying to write something over what you've already done, try to complement it, which again is much more difficult in my opinion. But I think it worked out pretty well.
I like it.
Mesh well.
Oh, I think my favorite part though is during that like breakdown where you're doing the gallop, right? You're doing like a dun 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 dun,
Giddy
right?
up,
and then
motherfucker.
I'm doing something completely different, but on the record you actually hear it in each speaker. Like if you're doing a stereo
the
setup,
pan thing,
you'll hear it kind of pan because I'm doing fucking da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum, da-da-da, and you'll hear the difference on the speakers, which is very cool.
Hey, if anybody wants to listen to that song, there's bass drops in it too.
I mean,
In
they
the
should
most
have probably
evil
started by telling people that this whole album is free.
Oh, this album is free $99.
Freedom. Unless you go to Google, they force us to charge
so-
for it.
Google
Alright.
and iTunes.
I'll tell you this, yeah. So I set that up.
Yeah, Google Play forced us to charge for it.
So you can't put free music on Apple Music and Amazon and Google Play. So the one of the sites, it was like the minimum you can charge for a song is 99 cents, and the other two were
69 cents. Giggity.
So, but I always tell people, like, you can buy them if you want, but it's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, it's on Pandora, I think it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Or if not, I will email it to you.
There you go.
That's how personal it is.
I will
personally
give it to you.
email.
Personally email.
Signed, sealed, delivered with a
The masters.
sweet,
You'll get all the earnings.
with a sweet
Yeah,
kiss.
you know, all the royalties.
You'll get all the royalties.
Plus,
How
the
much
link,
we care.
plus a link to Brett's OnlyFans.
Yeah, plus the link to Brett's OnlyFans.
They're chipmunks.
Alright. Brett, you got anything?
I'm good.
Well, we know that.
Word.
That's why we have you in the band.
You're the goodest boy.
You are the goodest boy.
No, I
You guys
have nothing to add.
Yeah, can we? Yeah, let's take a
Word.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're gonna yeah. So that's Helen, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Yeah, we're shutting it down once Mike figures his shit out.
Working on it. Shut up.
Slacker.
Fuck you.